Yeah, love me an Oppie. So hey everybody, this is the video I said I was going to make about the twin I-beam setup on this thing. Well, you can see one tow hook's fallen. This thing's pretty professional. Yeah, those are just on there for looks. I'm going to take them off and give them to Carter, I think. So anyway, yeah, so yeah, you can see the big coilovers are on there. That's obviously different from the last video we made of this thing. And if you get kind of dark here, you can probably, I guess you can see not bad. One beam going that way, and behind that, another beam going the other way. You can kind of see my radius arms. Again, it's kind of dark. So. Oh, it's rolling away on me. There it is. Another radius arm. Yeah. So yeah, basically, this whole thing is just made out of random parts I had, obviously. These actual beams were deck lift bracket things that I had left over from the rat rod. These were all connected together with a big piece of steel, solid tubing, and I just kind of cut them apart. I had to cut them right here and bend them that way so the wheels would line up. Obviously, because if they're perfectly straight, it wouldn't work that way. Cut apart an old axle, just cut the spindle knuckles off and welded them on. See, they got grease fittings in them and everything, so they're pretty nice. You know, kind of. The ones on the front axle on this thing didn't have grease fittings in the spindle knuckles actually, so that's kind of an upgrade. You can see there are just pieces. I see you can't really see that, but it's also windy, so I apologize for that. But anyway, pieces of pipe welded to this part of the frame here, which is actually for the deck. I think that's part of the deck lift mechanism. Like that's where the deck bolted onto. And this solid steel just goes through, and it's, see, it dark drilled and tapped. And I got a bolt threaded into the end of it to hold it in. Same on the other side. You can see just down there, there's a bolt. That one has a hole in it. It was drilled there. I could drill and tap holes for grease fittings there just so they don't wear out. I probably should do that. It'd be a smart idea. See the tie rod? You can probably see over there. I had to extend it because the front axle is a bit wider now, which is good because that made it a little more stable. I think the front track is a little wider than the rear, but that don't matter. I think it's the same way on the MTD anyway. But yeah, those are those coilovers that I just kind of found out in the woods when next to the truck that I took the steering box out of. The radius arms are parts of old sway bar links. Any of you guys on HLTF know I love to use old sway bar links for stuff. Angle iron welded on there with a little brace on the bottom, and goes through a bracket welded to the beam, and it just bolts into that bracket and onto the radius arms. You have to have radius arms for this setup because if there's nothing to support them at the ends, just like on an actual Ford pickup, you gotta have radius arms to support it, or if you hit a bump, it's gonna try and fold back. You can see I can move the whole tractor by the wheel, so it's definitely no give. They just kind of have a bracket welded there with a big piece of rebar in between for some bracing, just so it doesn't break apart if I ever hit a bump or anything like that. It works great. Like, it rides so much nicer, it's not even funny. It's more stable, and it's a lot nicer to ride over, you know, lots of small bumps at speed. Even big bumps, it takes pretty well. It's not like a rock crawl or anything, obviously, but with the independent front suspension setup, but it's going to be nice. It's kind of more like a fast trail machine, and like I said, I'm thinking like rough looking dirt racer things. So you see, I actually was able to use the original drag link with a wee bit of bending. It looks really funny now. It used to be perfectly straight. Had to get to go from all the way up top to underneath there. So yeah, it works great. It droops a lot too, just like a twin I-beam would. Only thing is there's a lot of caster change with the drop of the suspension, but I'm not taking off jumps or anything, so it don't really matter, I guess. But yes, it rides a lot nicer. I'm gonna get Carter here to hold the camera so I can bounce the suspension for you. See, it drops back down. Pretty cool. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, I would have liked to do this during the day so I could get better light, but whatever, I guess this is better than nothing. So that's the twin I-beam setup on the Ford LT110. Hope you guys like it. I'm pretty proud of this setup. I've never seen it done before on a tractor really, so I wasn't sure how easy it was going to be to do, but it was a little bit of a, pain, but really it wasn't actually that bad. I had it done in a few days, I think, so, not too bad compared to other stuff I tried to do. So, yep, she's pretty mean looking other than that stupid tow hook being like that. So, yes sir. Cool stuff. So, yeah, I guess that's the twin I-beam setup on the Ford. So, let me know if you like it. And see you next time. Thanks for watching.